Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So today we are going to discuss about the AWS Lambda. This is a serverless compute service provided by the AWS. It's widely used in all the companies to tackle all the event-driven tasks. So what is the AWS Lambda? AWS Lambda is a serverless compute service which allows you to run the code without managing the server. So with the help of AWS Lambda function, you can run your code and you don't need any server to run your code. You can just write your code and upload it in AWS Lambda function. And with the trigger, this AWS Lambda function will run and will execute your code. AWS will take care of all the server. You don't need any server to run your code. So in real time example, like you have a website to upload some image. Okay. So with the click of button, it will upload the image to the storage account. So with the use of AWS Lambda function, you can add a trigger like whenever the button is clicked. So that Lambda function will be called and the code will be run to upload a image to S3 bucket or any storage account. So whenever button is clicked, so it will trigger the Lambda function and it will upload the image to the S3 bucket. And you don't need to run that function all the time. So it will be event driven. So whenever the event is triggered, button is clicked, then only that function will run. And you need to pay only for that time. So this is very useful for event-driven task. AWS Lambda is used to run the cron jobs or data processing or any other event-related task. So why we use AWS Lambda? So as we discussed, this is serverless. You don't need to manage any server. You can just write the code and run the Lambda function, and you need to pay only for the time when the code is running. So it is scalable. You can run it multiple times as required. This is cost effective because there is no server which is running all the times. There is no infrastructure which you need to run all time. This reduce the cost because you have the cost when the Lambda function runs. So that is why it is cost effective. It is quick to deploy and test. You just write the code and upload it in Lambda function, and then you can run it and test it. So it is very easy to deploy and test. So how it works? First, you create the Lambda function in AWS and you write the function code. You write the code which you want to execute. Then you need to set up the trigger like click of button, or you can add like whenever the file uploaded in this S3 bucket or any alert is triggered, any event is triggered. So you need to define the trigger. It can be HTTP trigger or S3 bucket file upload trigger. So you need to define a trigger. Then next is the Lambda execute your code. So once trigger is updated, then once triggered is happen, so this will execute the Lambda function and that will run your code. It can run the code to upload a file or to load the data in the database. So code can be of any language and can do any task. Next is Lambda manage infrastructure. So AWS will manage the infrastructure. In the backend, in background, it will AWS will manage the server. It will manage the scaling, security, and maintenance. You don't need to take care of it. AWS will take care of everything. You just write the code and run your function. You pay only for the compute time. You only pay for the time you run your code. You don't need to pay any extra cost. When the event is triggered and Lambda function is executed, for only that time you need to pay the money. There is no any extra charges. So this is cost effective. Next is working with AWS Lambda. So let's understand the diagram, how AWS Lambda function works. So event source could be anything like a click of button, or there is any change in data state, or if there is any request from the endpoint or changes in the resource state. So it will trigger the Lambda function. So there should be some trigger to execute the Lambda function. So once the trigger happens, so this will execute the Lambda function. And Lambda function code we can write the code in many languages, like you can use in Node, Python, Java, C Sharp, or any other language. So once this function is executed, so it will execute the code, and then it will perform the desired task. It could ask to upload the data in the database or run some other code. So this is how it works. It will trigger an event, will trigger the function, then will function will execute the desired task and will upload the data in the database or will execute any other task. So this is how AWS Lambda function works. So that's all from my side. Thank you all for joining. Please like, subscribe to the channel for more videos in AWS DevOps, Chennai. Thank you all. Have a great day.